Hi, welcome to my tube. I'm Marge, I'm Hail Empath. Sometimes I'm a standing turtle. See? Want to see? Look, it's my little standing turtle. I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things, and I have been fighting some pretty strong energies myself. Pretty gnarly headache yesterday. I know a lot of people are having headaches right now. A lot of different, just bleh. Just people just symptoms. It's something. What is it? All in all, things are pretty okay. On the 45th parallel, I guess 200 people gathered in the capital of Oregon to quietly stand there and say, look in the breeze and say, ain't this some shit, everybody's all preoccupied up in freaking, wrecking Portland. Portlandia. Girl, come here. Luna, come. Come here, girl. You're gonna be able to talk today? What, you got itchy arm scratches? You got 2 things going on right now? I know you don't got bugs because I made sure that you got a bug medicine that keeps the bugs away. Doesn't matter. You're so pretty. You're so pretty and smart and funny. Tell about what you were gonna say. So the schematic of the Earth is heating up. We basically live on a... Do you know what a schematic is? Read the room, Marge. It's hard to read the room when you're talking to yourself in a tube. A schematic is electric. It's like the bones of an electronic system. It's a roadmap that connects all the electrical components and parts. And well, some people have the plans of the schematic, and they're adjusting frequencies, and they're injecting fear here, and it's creating all this kinetic energy, and it's making the weather all crazy, and it's sparking freaking, the idiocracies of storing fireworks with highly combustible toxins, all for deals, Everything that's happening in the street, everywhere, is disdain, is people freaking out because they can't control themselves. People are not, they're losing their shit. People are not controlling themselves, and they're saying like things like, don't do that. You hear that voice in your head, don't do that. Send. They just don't have restraint. I've seen it in myself. Yeah. And I think about the people that have just never had to have restraint because they're just always told that everything they did was right, even when their behaviors didn't support, even when they did creepy things, and stuff like that. Because there's more creeps on the planet than there are people that are creepy. The ratio is look at it. Look at the industries that the creeps thrive in. They're gross. They're seedy. They're disgusting. They like to put things in places. It's weird because nobody ever told them you can't do that stuff. Nobody stood up and said you don't get to do babies. You don't get to eat people. You don't get to induce fear and create a farming system of sick human beings so doctors can make millions, but because all that, look, now they're working for their wages now, aren't they? Working for their wages. Every time something, it stimulates the economy. It's all made up conflicts are all to stimulate the economy. Everything's to stimulate the economy. Why can't things just be chill? Why does everything have to be stimulated all the time? Oh, Ah, that's why, because that's where you get connected to all the divine information that you could ever hope to know. Molly Mccord on her community channel. Thank you for posting that, Molly Mccord. She posted a bunch of, because with DT in office, he's having all this stuff. All these documents have been, all the presidents do it. They get to pick and choose. I'm the puppet master. La 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 la. Let's let them see this stuff. Let's let them know about that. You know. And DT's just like, let it all. You know, let it all be known. So Molly Mccord on her community, she posted up like 5, 6 links, several links to documents on the studies that they did back in 1983. I was 9 years old. See, and I was one of those kids that the psychologists would watch play. Yeah, I was one of those. Why do they do, you know, because I drew pictures of UFOs and stuff like that it was because I was an Aspie, I'm full spectrum. I pay attention to everything. Everybody is on the border, on the spectrum. Everybody is. We're all just vibrations in the frequency of the harmonic convergence that makes up the universal tune, and it's freaking it's out of tune. When is freaking Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 3 come out? I gotta find that out. That's really important right now. That's kind of what's happening in the world, you know? They're very telling. I like movies for that reason, because you know, we're all connected and stuff. But then you get the dark vibers that freaking have to ruin everything. The evil tries to freaking ruin everything just because they're chasing sensations, just because they're running after money, which isn't even real, to get all the property so they can have all the cool locations and spots, and then only let their friends fucking, you know, come do it, or charge people through the nose to have access. What happened to the earth of inclusion? Where's all the inclusion? Sorry, Benzo. I got a big blooper right here. Big blooper, spanding cheese. Benno, Bennerman. Benny. Benno. My co-host is Benny. Today, this is Benny and his Margie. Ben is not in the mood. He would thank you to not bother him, Margie. Ben is not in the mood. They're so loving and tolerant to me. They're the only friends I got. That's why I talk to myself on YouTube. I don't have any friends. I'm gonna make some though. I'm pretty picky. I'm pretty selective too who I'm gonna let in my inner circle. My imperfect, my square, my triangle. All the shapes. What else was I going to talk about? I actually had notes today. I was thinking about that. What was I listening to that got me on that train of thought? I don't know. But I was thinking about how, it was a post that someone put up because her daughter just moved back home from living in Texas, and so they were doing they were playing their video game, dancing, the 20-year-old daughter with her husband playing a dance game on the video game on the Wii or PlayStation or whatever, the gadgets. And my friend who I went to high school with was just dizzy with glee, you know, because her family's back together and everybody's coming back into communion and community living and stuff like that, and they're finding their place where they want to be and rest and have a home base in life, and safety and security is paramount, all that stuff. So anyway, it was cool to share in their joy. That's the positive part of social media, is sharing people's joy. But when people get so unjoyful with themselves, then they start sharing nothing but crap, and you guys start unfollowing everybody. I get unfollowed because I'm too weird. Down to like 400 and 40 friends on, like, I'm trying not to trim the fat. I'm trying to stay plugged in, because there's still some people I care to know about what's going on in there, you know, and I gotta look at the positive part and all the crap, because the freaking bureaucrats ruin everything. Anyway, so spouses. Because she my friend likes, you know, this isn't for the people that I'm not for mainstream people. I'm for the other side of the track people. I'm for people that have seen some shit, that have been through some shit, that can relate to some shit in a very broad way. So I was thinking about, like, when people, in-laws, hate each other. They hate each other. And then I was thinking about, like some of them really do, and I was thinking, because I haven't been in a lot, I ain't never been married. I'm habitually, perpetually single. It was not for lack of effort. Well, it was. Everybody's going through a surrender right now. Maybe we'll get to that if I remember later. But I know that, and then I got to really hang in to a level of comprehension with the whole principle that that we see in things in other people that we don't like about ourselves. And then, you know, because I can see the good and bad in everybody. I know that every human being has the potential to, you know, when you engage with them, it can be the most kind and loving interaction and a positive experience that you've ever had, or it could, you know, they could try to cause you harm. You know, everybody has that in them. You just never know what fraction aspect you're gonna, what archetype you're gonna get. Because we all got the 12 archetypes in all of us. We're all the ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We all are. Joker. Don't forget the Joker. I always forgot the Joker. I grew up playing cards, and I never, you know, I wouldn't win a lot because I couldn't, because I know how energy works, and if you got too cocky about stuff and stuff like that, you can learn a lot. I know there is so much to learn about people playing cards and things. Do people sit down and play cards? I learned how to play cribbage when I was like 4, like as long as I can remember, as long as like my little hands could hold them, because I would always watch, and I want to do it. Everything was let me do it, let me do it, let me do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. Got me far in life. Then my life stopped 3 years ago. I was thinking, Mom and I were talking about that this morning. I was a realization I had about the grid. Waking up and how we're on a schematic. And it was like back in 2017, I believe, I'm going to have to verify this, but I'm pretty certain that year that we had the eclipse started here in Salem, Oregon, where I live. It was in my backyard. I watched it. It's pretty trippy. That was the year that Omaha flooded real bad, if I remember right, and Offutt went underwater and all that stuff. That Chesapeake's kind of freaking sunk, you know. I talked to a guy recently, who poured the runway for that back in the early 80s. Yeah, they like to do that pretty regular. It's a high traffic area. Recon. They've been eavesdropping on people's shit forever, and then they call it national security. For your own security, we're gonna listen to your private conversations all over the world at all times, and we'll do it, and we'll let social media do it, and then we won't have governances that say that you can't, and then microphones will listen, and then the people say, oh, you know, that people that know about technology don't trust that and understand that, you know, I always keep my volume down at all time unless I'm using it for everything. I allow access, sure. But, you know, all my devices on an Apple, when you got Apple devices, it's not your stuff. It's not yours. You get access to it with your password. But it is all stored on their equipment. It's all stored on in their buildings that they own. You have access to your stuff. And people are like, I don't think about that. The shit that people don't think about is why I talk every day. Because I'm always thinking about stuff that people just don't think about. But they're starting to. And that is the important part. That's the important part. Focus on, accentuate the positive, Marjo. Nobody likes a glum lot. Dennis Eggleston is back. Congratulations on 90 days. I was hoping that was the outcome. I told Mom he stopped through around this time last year and stayed for a while and then passed on through to go learn on his life lessons that he still needed to learn. And he hadn't done video. I'm like, Mom, either he's dead or he's in a treatment facility. And the latter, yay, B. Yay, B. So that's cool. So people need to find their quiet and their peace within themselves. Because, dude, Chicago, they must have really liked Batman up there because they made that place into Gotham. They put up like the drawbridges and stuff to see downtown access because people can't contain themselves. They can't. All this fear has been injected, and all their scientific studies, you know, all say the same things. You get pockets of fear, man. People can't think. It's why people choose to not go through basic training because they get yelled at. But I'm like, dude, ain't nothing in basic training ever match what I saw before I was 5 years old, you know? So everything else I've matched, I've had such a, these events that have happened in my life that it's throat chakra, that I've contended with. Get off me. Wet my whistle. That's what I wet my hair with, but I'm trying to get my train of thought back. That freaking knocked my train of thought off. Whatever did it worked. Bastard. Bad intention having stuff. Oh, Gotham City. Oh, yeah, because people can't contain themselves. They're not calming themselves down, and it's creating weather, man. It's hurricane season. People think it's hurricane season because it's hurricane season. No, it's hurricane season because of the astrological placements that happen every year. Because people are supposed to learn lessons in this life. And basically, are you going to live in ego? More than 51% of this incarnation? Or are you going to live in spirit, coming from spirit? Basically, you're going to listen to that little angel on your shoulder more than the devil? Or vice versa. What's it going to be? And people are figuring out. You know what else is cool to see? The projects that spouses are doing. Another guy I went to high school, she and her husband made a beautiful table. I can't wait to frickin' find my frickin' best friend. Best friend. That's all. I just always... People made fun of you. Just always looking for your best friend. You still looking for your best friend, Marge? Yep, still looking. The song that just came on right now. Woohoo! Me, Myself, and I. It just came on. That's so rad. I love synchronicities, man. That's the only fucking... I can't stand that G-Eazy. But, sometimes you gotta... If a song's good, you gotta take the freaking slime ball with it, too. Don't do kids, and you don't harm animals, and you don't eat people, and there are universal codes that people follow, and a whole bunch of people have been cheating and squandering and for their weird twisted advantages, for power and control. It's weird and it's seedy and it's gross. You know what else is I like cool to see with the world, the new earth, is people that I mean, yeah, I love hairstylists. I love hairstylists and what making a person look good, how it raises their vibe. I have the utmost respect for stylists. When you're charging is, you know, $300 for shit, fuck you. You know, everybody deserves to look good and feel good. But anyway, a lot of people can't afford that shit, right? Because, you know, you got to pay for their freaking Mini Coopers and shit. And NFL season passes and shit like that. And all that stuff is falling down. Anyway, but like for the people that are growing, they're like the women like that are gray and they're letting it go, man. You got a racing stripe in there. Just let it go. I'm going to do an undercut. I'm just going to keep that up. I'll be a lady, a 70, whole God willing, and the creek don't rise. I get to live to be as old as Ma. You know, I'm going to be the old lady with the undercut with really long hair because I'm a hothead. And and plus I want braids. And plus braids will help with my headaches. Like tight, I think. Like, I'll be like, because I do that, I'll get a headache and I'll pull on that part of my scalp to alleviate. That was me. That's just, people are, you know, people are like, you just get so stressed out, you're pulling your hair. No, I'm not pulling, I'm freaking, it's alchemy. It's pressure. It's like the opposite of freaking, acupuncture. I have a headache hat that when they're really doozies, it's an extra tight stocking cap that I put on. I've put belts on my head and to squeeze the belt to just reverse the pressure. Just to alleviate, just, God, man. People, but I only got a 50% VA rating, and I don't act. I mean, this is what happens I feel like this all the time, and it's just. But I don't act like it, and I don't talk about it. But the reason why I'm talking about it now is so if other people have problems with this, these are things that I do. I have an idea for like a hat. Somebody, I don't care if somebody uses it. Just PayPal me my cut if you want to make any one of my ideas. Take them. They're yours. I wouldn't say it. Put them out. The ideas I want to use for myself, I keep private. Anything I put out here, it's free for anybody to profit from. Just PayPal me my cut, whatever you think it's worth for the idea. That's fair. But a headache hat that, like, incorporates music, and then, like right now, the song that just came on is Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum. And a hat that like pulses with frequency and sound, you know? You'd have to play this song for this to make more sense, but Spirit in the Sky is the song. So anyway, but yeah, like a headache hat that pulses with music and that puts pressure points on certain parts of your head, you know? So this is all the new technology. This is all the stuff that's going to come out, you know? This is all the stuff that people can do instead of having, you know, you keep healthy. You maintain optimal physical health at all times. Then you don't have to go to the doctor. My friend had just had his knee replaced, his second one. And he had so much bone spurs, and it was a mess in there. His doctor was amazed. that he never complains. He's one of those, you just don't complain. You just got to get the job done. You just got to get the job done. And then at night when you lay there, you can just, or that's why I meditate, to heal all those hurts from just getting the job done. And he's been out walking around on the farm, he's like a new man because he's not in pain anymore. People don't understand the emotional, the direct attachment between physical and emotional pain. When you are hurting all the time, it is not easy to be kind and loving. It's just not. For some people, kind and loving is not. No, I don't want to fucking deal with your shit, kid. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to. That's all the stuff that I heard from people that were in pain when I was growing up that I don't say to other people. So, the energy is freaking insane right now. It's really hard for a lot of people. I know it looks like a lot of people are living their best version of their lives on whatever interface you're looking at. Just know that they aren't. And the truths are being revealed all over the place. Everything is getting amplified. Everything. The astrology is amping up everything right now. I was talking about his new knee and how he's walking the farm. Okay, I finished that thought. All right, okay. Everything's being amplified. So when people are feeling good, right now, too much of a good thing is not a good thing. That's why people die of alcoholic poisoning. That's why people overdose. That's why they're, or they get drunk and they have freak accidents. Now is not the time to make bad choices to feel good. It's not. Now is the time to find some discipline within yourself and just go get quiet someplace and practice being quiet and listening to nothing. Because in the nothing, there's so many somethings. You can't make an elixir. It's all witchery. It's all witchery. Are you a white witch or a black witch? They used to burn witches at the stake for making, for plant medicine. And then you have the dark witches, the ones that it's like, well, I'm going to cut open. And it's all how you perceive it. I think it's dark witcher. I think it's dark magic to harm or take the life of something or hurt something for your advantage. So to me, gizzards and all that, that's dark magic to me. To me, light is plants, dandelion tea, all that stuff. Where it's like, thank you, root. And I offer a blessing or an offer in exchange. I'm looking for the right tobacco pouch for myself, and then I'm just, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your contribution into nurturing my vessel, my soul sack. And a lot of that stuff can be done. Ooh, I should probably go. Adrian Elise's live. Yeah, and I've been running my mouth long enough. I'll be back later. I said all I had to say. That's all I got for now. Hope you